Hey everyone, I want to give you some updates on where the PSP project is over the past couple weeks. Even if you're not interested in the updates, you're going to want to stay tuned for information about giving this one away. So before we get into that, I want to give you a huge thank you for all the views on the other build video. 40,000 views is crazy for me. We've never had that many views, and YouTube is not letting me forget it. So our normal watch hours, right? It says 1.3 more than usual. I'm like, yeah, thanks YouTube, I get it. That video is an outlier. But look at the algorithm here. Crazy how many views came from the YouTube homepage. So hopefully you guys like that video, and I hope you guys like this one too. So basically, the other video had some huge issues in terms of things I wanted to fix, and number one is right here. The giant hole in the side of the shell. So I did that just to give access to the SD card, but I knew that I wanted to fix that problem. It was really just a chance for me to get the shell finished so I could put the video out. This is the solution I came up with. It's a small piece that you slot your SD card into, and then there's a cutout in the side of the shell that fits that piece perfectly. And then the piece is also angled so that when it clicks in, it sits flush with the side of the shell. And it uses the spring loading mechanism inside the PSP so that it can be pushed out and then grabbed. And the fit on that is snug, but I can talk about more of that later. Update number 2, I changed the screw lengths from 20 millimeters to 16, so that's different. I also added the 4 posts on the base as opposed to having that one off to the side in the middle. That was how I had the other one held together. So now there's just 4 on the base, and those posts run all the way through. And then the last major update is I finally got a new Upscaler. So I got a crazy expensive one. Probably shouldn't have spent that much on it, but I do play games a lot. And so just a little showcase here for you of the PSP on that Upscaler. And I think it looks pretty sweet. It sounds great. I have a LCD scan line running right now. So the TV actually looks like the PSP LCD screen would. And there's a lot of other things I can do with that. And I can maybe make a video about that later. But so here's the teardown of the PSP. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, right? The whole other video has all the details of the teardown. But what I do want to talk about here is when I ordered the PCBs from PCBWay, you have to get them in sets of 5. And that's pretty much how all companies work when it comes to making PCBs. And I knew that I had 5 motherboards I could use. I actually had 4, and I purchased this specifically for what we're doing here. I wanted to do 2 sales, so I would sell 2 of the builds, and then I wanted to give this one away. My thought was to do the typical YouTube thing, right? So if you're subscribed and you leave a positive comment on this video or the other video, then I will put all those names into a random puller, and it will pick a name, and then I'll send this to you. So you can leave a comment and subscribe. You can either do this video or the other one that I posted. There's about 40,000 views right now, and I'll take all those names and put them together. That way more people have a chance, and if someone maybe misses this video, they still have a chance from seeing the other video. I also will reach out at the time when the name is picked, and I will ask if you have an Upscaler already. If you do, then you're good to go. If not, I can include an HDMI converter that I got on AliExpress. I was actually really surprised by how nice it looks. I'll also include the link to that in the description, so if you guys want to buy that for yourself, you totally can. Obviously you don't have to, but I think it was like $12, which is really nice for something that works well. Here is me showing a little quick thing I learned, that if you want to test this without plugging in the video out, if you're doing the build, you can actually take the PSP speaker and just put it in place, and you'll get to hear the little clicks from the menu operating. So you're like, okay, cool, this works. I would still plug it into the TV and test it before I screw everything into place. But if that's good enough proof for you, then you're good to go. But I'll show you in a second here. The assembly is exactly like the other video, except for one detail. I believe if you're looking at the PSP, the right bumper I removed it. You can actually see it in the top corner of the screen there. I left the left bumper in, but the right bumper you actually need to take out, because this middle piece, right, there's now a new base, I guess, hole that runs through the whole console. And you can kind of see now off to the side there, that peg that's right below the screw I'm putting in here actually overlaps with where the bumper would be. So you have to remove the trigger to assemble this now, as opposed to the other video you did not need to do that. But if you're using the most updated STL files that are on my GitHub page, you will need to just take off that bumper. I left the other one in because it's good for the top cover. It gives it added support when you place that over the PSP. But taking the one off isn't a huge deal. We'll just leave you with an extra part. So I'm doing exactly what I did before. This is just the 4 screws from the original PSP when I took it apart. And that usually holds the front screen in place, but it's just keeping your PSP in the right spot. And then you'll take your top, which is not much different. Oh, battery cover first, then your top. And you'll pop that right into place. And then I did make some adjustments to this piece here. Once again, if you have the STL files from my GitHub page, you'll have the updated piece where the middle actually extends a bit further into that gap there. And then the cable cover actually slots down over that kind of middle extension and gives it added support so it doesn't move around. I was getting really annoyed with it falling out of place. You'll see it happen a couple times in the video. And then here we have the part I showed you before. So you'll just slot your SD card in, and this is a snug fit, both the gap there and fitting the SD card into the small plastic piece. That's intentional. You don't want the SD card falling out or the plastic piece, becoming detached from the SD card. So it's got plenty of grab, or just press it in, you can pull it out no problem. And yeah, so that's the PSP here. This is the specific one I'd like to give away. I have a red and a blue one that I'm building to sell. And then this is the one that I'd like to give away. I think this one turned out the coolest. I used a specific printing material that is supposed to look kind of metallic, and I think it matches the silver super well. It looks really cool in my opinion. And hopefully whoever wins will like it too. But yeah, so if you leave a positive comment and you like the video, I would love for you to share it too. I don't think I can actually see who shares it, but that would be really helpful if you did. I really appreciate it. Then whoever leaves a positive comment and a like will get the chance to be entered in to win this. And then whoever's name gets pulled, I will reach out to you and I'll figure out how to ship it to you. And I'll pay for all that, obviously. I'm not going to charge you shipping. And then for anyone else that wanted to win but didn't, I will have the 2 builds up by the time that giveaway is done. So whoever wins will have theirs, and then there'll be 2 more for sale that will be totally finished and assembled. And I will have those up. Maybe I'll do a quick video about them. I'm not totally sure. It might just be a post. We'll find out later. But for now, so if you want to win this, all you have to do is leave a positive comment and subscribe, and then like this video. And you can either leave a comment on this video or the other video that I posted. Either or is fine. And then I'll pick someone. And as long as you're subscribed and you left a comment, then you're good to go. And I'll send it out to you. And I think it's cool that there are lots of you out there that wanted one and were interested in having one for themselves. So I'm just going to showcase here real quick the Upscaler and kind of the details here. We have Legend of Heroes 3. I have so many memories playing this game. Specifically, I played 2 a lot, but I played all 3 and really enjoyed them. Long car rides, these games were perfect. So yeah, I wanted to showcase just this game quickly like I did in the other video. But I have, like I said before, I've got an LCD display scan line up, so it actually looks like a PSP screen. And I think without the scan lines on, it still looks fine, but you kind of lose some detail. It doesn't look quite as nice. I think part of that is you're used to seeing kind of the LCD screen that is the PSP. But yeah, these games are super fun, and if you haven't played them, I would encourage you to play them. And this is the whole reason I, wanted to utilize UMD games while having the Bluetooth controller. So now I can sit from my couch and I can play those games. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to Stephen Cooper for all the work that he's done. He's the real mastermind behind the PCB and the Bluetooth connection. I really just designed the shell and a way for the UMD drives to still be accessed and used so you can play your disc games. He is incredible. He's working on a new motherboard, and that'll most likely be the next video, will be when the new motherboard is out. So I'll obviously do a announcement video, maybe a little showcase, and then I'll do another full build guide because everything will be a little different with a new board. So I'll walk through that, and I'll also walk through how to do it with a PSP 3000 because you can do it with a 3000 and the 2000. So lots of changes coming, lots of improvements coming. If you're looking to build your own, feel free to do it now. All the files are available, but there'll be new stuff coming, in the next couple weeks as well. So keep your eyes open for all that stuff. So while the video wraps up, I just want to showcase some of the Upscaler content. Here's me and my Katamari. I only have the Japanese version because I bought it when I was living in Japan. I'll showcase just some of the settings and the scan lines. Nothing major here. It would require a whole video to go over all the options. Kind of liability thing I want to throw out there. Obviously, as I mentioned in the other videos, you are messing with your own console and your own system, so do that at your own risk. If you're confident in this kind of work, that's great. If not, and something breaks, me and Stefan are not liable for that. Obviously, this is something that you're choosing to do on your own. So just have to throw that out there. This is your project if you're doing it, and if you follow the steps, you shouldn't break anything. But if you do, obviously we can't be held liable for that. So build at your own risk and use these at your own risk. Me and Stefan are both just hobbyists. This is not our profession. We are not professionals. So feel free to, pursue this and enjoy it, but know that this is just a hobby and we are not licensed professionals, if you will, as annoying as it has to be said. But thank you once again for watching this video, for enjoying this content. I really appreciate it. All the feedback has been amazing. We're going to keep working on this, and we're going to make it as best as we can. And I have some long-term goals in terms of this project, but once it's done, then it'll be done, and anyone who wants to build it can build it. So keep your eyes open for future videos as I continue to update you guys on what's going on.